starting our Halloween movie review series.
Ooh, we're getting spooky. Hey guys, Editing Kaylee here. So as you can tell, this was supposed to come out way back in October, and now we're basically at the end of the year. So obviously there's been a delay, and that's my fault, guys. Editing Kaylee has not been doing her editing job, and I don't have an excuse. So I'm just gonna play this clip.
Sorry we're late. Bob had diarrhea.
And that is the only explanation I have for you, okay? But whatever. Doesn't matter. It's coming out now. And I think that Malignant is a good movie to discuss during spooky time or holiday time. But yes, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you for being patient. Love you. Bye.
What's on the spooky?
What happened?
It just was how lame we are.
Oh, that's true.
What's on the spooky menu for today?
Today we got Malignant. Is it spooky? Is it trash? That's the real question we're going to ask. Ooh, rhymes. But anyways, to kick off this spooky treat, I got us some spooky drinks. Ooh, I can't stop.
I don't know if that rhymes, but we'll go along with it.
It sounded kind of like it did. But so yeah, we have some fall seltzers from Bud Light, not sponsored,
but we're willing.
I looked possessed. But yeah, so we have maple pear, we have toasted marshmallow. Both sound absolutely atrocious.
And these are the seltzers. Did we say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we also have pumpkin spice and what's this one? Ooh, apple crisp.
This sounds awful.
Which one do you want to start off with?
I'm doing pumpkin spice because that is the reason for the season. Okay.
Ooh,
Crispy.
ASMR. You want to both try it at the same time?
Oh yeah. So I have my cup. You can't see it, but it says sheet faced, and there's a goat on it.
A goat.
Okay. It says sheet faced, and there's a ghost on it. And I got it from Walmart last year. It's kind of falling apart and breaking up now, but
Because it was from Walmart.
Because it's from Walmart and last year. So.
And I got this little goblet. Now tell me what it smells like. I'm getting cinnamon.
I'm getting apple pie. It smells like apple cinnamon, but maybe it's just the cinnamon. But it's supposed to be pumpkin spice, but I'm not really getting pumpkin.
No. Ready?
No.
It's not that bad. It tastes like flowers. Like it's very florally.
It is very perfumey. I'm not mad at it. I drink so nasty.
I noticed that too when I was editing one of the podcasts. I was like, ooh, why do I take that water bottle like that?
I think it just throws me off. It's so sweet. Usually when I'm drinking seltzers, besides like Trulies, it's not really sweet. So
it does have, that's what I don't really like about seltzers is that there's like no flavor. The flavor is pretty hidden.
I'm not mad at it.
What do you give out of 5?
5? This is definitely like a 4.
Or do you just want to rank them as we go?
No, we can rate them and then rank them.
Okay.
So I'm going to give this a 4.
I give it a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. It's a little sweeter than I would like, so I'm not giving it 5, but it's like cinnamony.
What do you want to try now?
Okay. I guess we'll just go in order of.
You want to do toasted marshmallow?
Yes. This is toasted marshmallow.
Why?
What?
Who made this? Toasted marshmallow? Who the fuck wants to drink that?
We
That's
do.
nasty.
Okay. Here we go. Bottoms up.
Nasty. That's, yeah, plenty.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't like how that smells. It smells off.
Oh, what is that smell?
It smells like the milk's gone bad.
It smells like some kind of artificial.
Oh, it smells like, I don't even like my candles
Cookie?
to smell like this. Like, you know?
It smells like if you had some kind of taffy and it was supposed to be like cookie flavored taffy. That weird baked good smell that's artificial. Okay, ready?
I already tasted it.
Oh, okay.
And it's not good. Ladies.
Oh, no. No. Is that coffee? God, no, pour that out. I'm not doing that. Pour it in a Christmas cup. Oh,
That one is.
it has a coffee aftertaste. I guess that's the chocolate s'more. What is that? Toasted marshmallow?
That's a marshmallow.
No, it's not even
There's
chocolate.
supposed to be any
It's not supposed to be chocolate. Okay. Next.
Okay. I feel like we should save that one for last.
Apple crisp.
That's
Okay.
the next normal one.
Okay. Oh, what do we rate that, by the way? I give that
a 0.
one.
That was awful.
I give it 1 for effort.
I give it 1 nothing.
Maple pear. This should be fine. No?
See, I don't know. Maple and pear. Have you ever eaten maples and pears together?
I don't like fruit.
Okay. Fair enough.
No, I don't like. You know when they like bake fruit, like apple pie, and
Yeah,
I
that's
hate
good.
baked, cooked, mushy, nasty. So no, I've never had maple anything.
Okay.
Fruit wise.
That's good.
You sick of taking big gulps? All right. It smells like
Like this smells like a
Apple?
candle.
Huh?
It smells like a candle.
It does.
Like a Bath
a
and Body
sweet
Works
apple.
candle. But like I don't even like my candles that smell like this. Like I don't like the How was it?
It's not bad. It's definitely better. I'm putting these in order.
Ooh. I don't like that. The aftertaste of that maple syrup comes in strong.
It kind of reminds me of the toasted marshmallow slightly.
The
It's
toasted
less
marshmallow,
chocolatey,
yeah.
but
This one, like, it really tastes like maple syrup coming on the back of your throat. It's nasty.
wetting on the back of your throat. Sorry.
Nasty.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of that one. But it didn't have as much flavor as I thought it would. So
It starts off pretty good, pretty normal.
like that
it's
aftertaste,
pear,
that like
and then
mapley.
that's ass. Ooh, that's ass.
I'm getting very. I don't know. I feel like this would make me sick after a while.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody could drink a whole one of these.
So what do we rate that one? I give that one a 1.
I give that one a 1 too, because I gave
You
the
think
other
it's
one
slightly
a
better
0.
than toasted?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'll give it a 1.5 because I do agree that it was better than the other one.
Yeah.
So last but not least, apple crisp.
Apple who?
Crisp. Apple crisp. Okay.
Apple crisp.
Ooh, I do love the noise. Okay.
This one smells like apple
This one
juice.
smells like apple cinnamon, apple juice. Yeah.
That one's, it's okay. It's not a lot of flavor. I feel like this tastes like your traditional seltzer.
It's giving me maple. I
think
like
it's
that one.
I think it's also because we just had the maple one right before it.
nasty.
Anyways, what do you rate that one?
I'm gonna give that one a 2.
I give that one a 4. I like that one better than pumpkin spice.
Oh no. I'm rating an order of pumpkin spice, apple crisp, maple pear, and toasted marshmallow.
I will do apple crisp, pumpkin spice, maple pear, and toasted marshmallow.
So the only one we are baby is the maple and the apple crisp.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, the
Nope.
pumpkin spice
and the apple crisp.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll actually take some more apple.
Oh,
Pour me some up.
a little more for the show. Let me know when.
That's good.
Hey,
Like
we
the
can't
cheese
waste
at Olive
these.
Garden. We definitely can't waste these. These are ass. We could
Okay,
definitely
maybe-
just.
we might not get sponsored.
Sorry, Bud Light. It's
Okay.
just not great.
I'm gonna do the pumpkin spice
just
one.
like Malignant. It all ties in.
It does.
Oh, motherfuck. Pause.
You suck so bad. All right, so
Don't mind me.
okay. Kaylee,
Yes,
once you're
ma'am.
done putting your trophy knife up, please give us the summary of this movie.
Oh, before we do, I had an interesting day today. So
I'm so sorry. Proceed.
okay. So I know I talk a lot about my cat on this channel. Now it's a cat channel. But today he actually came in clutch. So I was making my breakfast at the stove. I was making some pancakes or whatever. And I noticed that he was staring at the floor and then staring at the pantry and staring at the floor. And I try to pick up on these cues because he usually alerts me of bugs. And I was like, wonder what he's looking at. So I thought there was a roach or something, which I hate. So I went in the pantry, knocked some stuff around. Nothing came out. I was like, don't know what it was. And then I was making my breakfast still. And then I looked down because he was still staring at the fucking floor. And I was like, oh, look, it's an ant. Not just one, but too damn many. So I had ants today.
They're gonna say 2. I was like, okay.
But just
squish.
2. No, they were coming out of my trash can. I had to deep clean my trash can today.
Where do they come from? You're like on the 3rd floor.
I don't I don't know. And it's so bizarre. And like they were getting food from the trash can, but like in this place where like our trash can is made, it's like there's like this little crevice that sometimes food can get stuck in. So it's like old food, like old chicken, a rotten potato, and that's what they're eating.
Yeah.
So yeah, so today I've been very paranoid, and it was hard for me to see that there are ants because my floor is dark.
So thankfully,
Thanks for my cat. He was the one, on alert, high alert. But yeah, I just wanted to give some, because the last time I told a story about his shit, and then the other time I fell.
it's not looking good.
So, I had to, step up and let him know that he was actually doing a good job today. But anyways, what wasn't doing a good job was this movie. Anyways.
Okay. Please grace us with your words of summary.
Yes, ma'am. So, Malignant is a twisty ride full of surprises. We are following Madison, a recent victim of a home invasion where she lost not only her unborn child, but also her abusive husband. After the break-in, Madison starts having terrible visions of people being brutally murdered. These visions are only the tip of the iceberg, as Madison must relive her troubled childhood in order to stop the vicious killer. That's actually like a pretty good summary for the shitty ass movie, so you're welcome.
I wouldn't say shitty. I wouldn't say that.
I'm so glad that we disagree on this, bro. It's about to be actually a good conversation.
Finally. All
All
right.
of our other podcasts, not.
No, that's why no one watches. Anyway, so this is Malignant. It came out in 2021. It's a thriller horror mystery, all wrapped in one. Rated R, of course.
It rhymed because you said 1 and 1. You said 2021 and then wrapped in one.
Oh, can you do that? Rhyme a word with the word. That's the word.
Yeah, because it was like different.
It was like a different form of the word.
Right.
Fantastic.
One of them was a number. One of them was a word.
Anyway, director James Wan, who is an Austrian film producer, by the way. And he is widely known.
Austrian or Australian?
Austrian. Ho.
Oh, indeed.
We're struggling. When I said Austrian, I meant Australian.
I was like, wait a minute. That don't sound correct. But yeah.
I thought his accent sounded not. I was like, that's not interesting. Anyway, okay. So, well, I'll get into him a little bit later. But the Rotten Tomatoes, critics gave it a 76%. Audience, aka regular folks, gave it a 52%. IMDb gave it a 6.3 out of 10. We knew this every single week. IMDb serves us nothing.
But I'm surprised that the audience gave it such a low score compared to the critics.
Are you? You hated it. A lot of people. It's very half and half though. So I get the
don't
50 liking it and the 50 not liking it.
Because I have this app called Letterboxd, and it's like it rates it from 1 to 5, and it has like a 3.2, which is pretty high for like a horror.
Who's rating those?
Regular people.
Okay. So it's not like critics or anything.
So it's the audience. So they actually liked it more on Letterboxd than on Rotten Tomatoes.
Interesting. Well, let me get into the cast.
Let's do it.
Annabelle E. Wallace is Madison Mitchell. Maddie Hassan is Sydney Lake. George Young plays Kakoa Shaw. Michelle Brianna White plays Regina Moss. John, dadgummit. How do you say that name? I can never get the Seans and Deans right.
Jean. Yeah.
John Louisa Kelly plays Jane Doe or Serena.
Oh, wait, it's a woman?
Yes.
Oh, then it might be Jean.
Jean. Ugh, I'm so bad with these, y'all. I'm so sorry. Susanna Thompson plays Janine. Jake Abel plays Derek Mitchell. Jacqueline McKenzie plays Dr. Florence Weaver. Christian Clemson plays Dr. Victor Fields. Amir Abdullah plays Dr. Gregory.
Close enough, at least.
And can we give honorable mentions to
Who plays Gabriel?
Miss Marina Mazapea?
Yay!
She did great
That was Gabriel?
being creepy. Yes, she played Gabriel.
Congratulations.
Or Gabriel.
Ooh.
And also, side note, Maddie Hassan looks just like the sister from Black Widow and the main character of Midsummer. goodness, I could
Oh,
not
you're talking about the
unsee
girl
it.
who plays the sister?
Yes, hold on.
I could see that. I see what you're saying.
Now, obviously not exactly, but they have the same button nose, the same face shape, the same like eyebrow eyes area, the same jawline. The only thing different is eye color and the lips a little bit. But
Yeah.
oh my gosh, the whole time I was like, is that her? Is that not her? But I looked it up and it wasn't her, but it was her. So I need them to play the movie together where they're sisters or twins or something.
Yeah. Another Parent
'Cause
Trap?
they
Whoa.
look like, let's end it at Lindsay. I think we had enough. I think that was the best we can ever get with that. So
Let's end it with Lindsay. Interesting statement.
thank you. But yes, so a little bit about. I
We're
talked too
drunk.
fast in my mind. We are off. I'm off that pumpkin spice. Director.
Sorry, go ahead.
So a little bit about the director. You may know him
I do, and I'm disappointed.
from directing Saw.
Mm-hmm.
Directing Dead Silence, Death Sentence, Insidious, The Conjuring, Furious 7, Saw. Oh, I said that already. Sorry, I'm off the juice. And he also directed Aquaman. So yeah, he has directed a lot of movies that you know and love, a lot of horror films. It was interesting. He was saying in one of the interviews that he was known for torture porn for a while, and then now he's kind of on the supernatural ghost side with like The Conjuring and Insidious
Would you
and stuff
call
like
Saw a torture porn?
that. Absolutely.
I guess I feel like the first one. I guess with the franchise,
that you do.
the first one gets a little lost in the torture porn. I feel like because everything else gets so more amped up in the other ones. Because I don't think he was really involved in the rest of the franchise. I think he was just in the first one.
Okay.
So that's why I don't know. The first one's pretty tame compared to the later installments of Saw.
Yeah.
But he's definitely, that's how I know him, is from The Conjuring. And I remember him talking about like behind the scenes, like, oh yeah, when I was writing the script or when I was reading the book, like I got really scared. I heard ghosts. I don't know, something like that.
Interesting.
But yeah.
Little bit about the movie. There was a interview from bloodydisgusting.com. We love. He said that he was inspired for this movie from the Giallo film. Giallo?
Yeah, Giallo.
Giallo. And if you don't know what that is, it is a film generally characterized as gruesome murder mystery thrillers that combine the suspense elements of detective fiction with scenes of shocking horror, featuring excessive bloodletting, stylish camera work, and often jarring musical arrangements. So it's almost campy, if you will.
This shit was campy for sure.
Yes, but I'll say, yeah, so it's kind of like I wouldn't say not super serious movie, but it's more of a art piece, I guess. Kind of like with the music and with the stylish camp, with the style. So it's like a certain kind of style, more campy, more artsy, I guess.
Artsy.
And he said that he wanted this to be a movie that was what he called where you take it from the back shelf. He said when he was younger, he would go to the movie stores and they'd have horror in the back. He claims it was because people were embarrassed of horror movies or something like that, so they would put them in the back. So he's like, I want this to be like a find that you would find deep in kind of the horror films when you go to the back.
We could put this in the embarrassing section for sure. But we're not going to
Kaylee.
shame horror like that, James Wan.
Stop it. He also said he wanted to switch up perceptions of himself.
Yes, definitely did. He got that Aquaman money and made a fool of himself.
Anyway,
I'm sorry. Let me calm down.
Calm down. Drink some crisp. And he said that he wanted it to be a film that had notes of kind of the basic storyline of what a horror film would be. So you have the woman the trauma from the woman, but then it takes kind of like a turn, So he starts off with the kind of a basic theme.
Yes.
But it completely kind of flips around and goes who knows where.
I can see that for sure.
So let's get into it.
Oh, exciting. I'm so excited because I watched this with my boyfriend, as I usually do, but the plan was to watch this with my dad, but he flaked on me. Thanks a lot, Dad. I know you're watching this. And so I made him watch it afterwards. After we watched it, I was like, you have to watch the movie. And then he was mad that he watched it. So as you should be. But I'm glad that we disagree on this movie because I feel like a lot of the reviews that I saw were very positive, and I feel like the reason why they like the movie is the reason why I hate the movie. They're all like, it's stupid, it's goofy, it's dumb. And I'm like, yeah, but then they give it 4 stars and I give it 1. So I don't know. This is the biggest thing, I think. First of all, it's way too fucking long. It's almost 2 hours. Too long. I'm going to start pointing with this knife. Hopefully we don't. I don't know. We're not going to get demonetized.
Yes, because all of our other videos have been supplying my rent money.
Anyways, but yeah, like I think the real disappointment comes from that I knew this was a James Wan movie, and that's the only reason why I gave it a chance. That and hype. This is all like the apple crisp macchiato dumb shit from Starbucks all over again. They said it was good, and I was like, let me give it a chance, even though it looks bad or sounds bad. And I'm now Boo Boo the Fool once again. Anyways, I just think it's very disappointing because I know I like the Conjuring franchise. I even like the last one, even though some people didn't like it. But this movie was just so whack. When you first put it on, I thought I was watching the wrong movie. I said, wait a minute, what year is this? 2021 or 1994? Like, I don't know. It just really took me out. Like, I was really expecting a lot more from this movie, even though I didn't think it looked good, but people are boosting it. I have a lot of feelings, and they're very conflicting, but I think it all comes down to James Wan's name was on it, and I guess I was expecting a little bit more, and this was campy, childish, stupid. If it was marketed more like that, instead of people saying this was the scariest movie of all time, maybe I would have had a different reaction. But from jump, I was in a bad mood, and it ended in a bad mood, so... How were your feelings?
Well, I'm on the opposite spectrum. I really liked this movie. I thought it was entertaining. I wasn't bored. Once again, I always say if a movie doesn't bore me, you get a star. But no, I was entertained. I did notice because I was prepared for this movie. So I don't know if that maybe helped me a little bit, but I was told that the acting was bad and it was kind of like, But when I saw it, I feel like they were doing it on purpose. Like, I feel like it was kind of campy a little bit, and I feel like it was a little bit over dramatic, but I feel like it was kind of on purpose. You mentioned 1994, and I was totally getting some kind of like 90s, maybe 80s acting, like kind of that old style of like you have the doctor who's giving the interview in the beginning, and she's very serious, and it wasn't good acting. But knowing this, the director, I find it hard to believe that he would think that this is good acting. Like, since he's done the other, he's done Saw, he's done Aquaman. Like, he clearly knows what good acting is. Yeah. So to me, I was getting kind of it was almost like a fun story. Like, if somebody was telling me a scary story, like over like the campfire or something, it was more like a fun version. So when I was watching it, I was taking it kind of from a different point of view. I wasn't taking it seriously as in like, this is supposed to be super realistic, super good acting. I was taking it as in like, they're telling me a story and it was almost like a play or something like that. So that's how I took it, and I didn't mind it. Once I kind of got past it. I don't know if that was their intentions or not. It seems like that was kind of his intention a little bit.
I can see that.
But he never really explicitly says it. But because that's how I kind of took it, I feel like the movie knew it was cheesy. Now, I did see reviews, and I know one guy said he thinks that the movie was doing it on purpose. He just doesn't think they did it well. So I think that I could definitely see that. But once I kind of got past that and I just got into the story, I think I kind of didn't really pay attention too much of like the acting, because I was just really interested in the story. And I don't know, maybe everybody else figured out what was going on, but for the longest time,
Bitch, I had no idea.
Okay, I was like,
had no idea.
That's the thing I did like, is I didn't know what was going on. If I thought about it hard enough, maybe. I'm always trying to solve movies, which I should probably stop doing that because it's annoying. But in the beginning, when I saw the alien or whatever that was, because in the beginning you see the footage, and then we just go back to this girl who seems to be in kind of a supernatural situation, which is different from what we saw. Right. So what I did like is that it threw me off. Seeing it was cut out the cancer, and it was something screaming, and it was clearly a animatronic looking thing. That's why I think it was supposed to be just kind of dumb cheesy, because there's no way, if they really wanted that to look good, they could have made it look good. That's my thing.
That's true.
It was a 80s looking animatronic or something you'd seen in a haunted house.
Yeah, Spirit Halloween.
Yes, they could have done what is it called? CGI. Thank you. That was hard. They could have done CGI. But they didn't. They did kind of like that old puppet look. So to me, I took it as a fun, almost 90s, 80s movie that was kind of, it wasn't set in that time, but I was just kind of getting it. So I personally think that I got the campiness and the cheesiness, but I could also see the other side, because there were some definite cringe moments. But I'm like, there's no way. Yeah. Because it looked like they had money for this budget.
Obviously,
you know what I mean? Like, clearly this is something that they had money for. So I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and give them a benefit of the doubt and say that this is on purpose.
Yeah. I think that's where I kind of flubbed, I guess. Because I guess I was more prepared for a James Wan kind of film. But I think being prepared for it to be not like that or not serious, I think that would have helped for sure. Because if I was in that mindset from the beginning, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more. Like the second time around, because I watched it twice. The second time around, I was able to like enjoy it more for what it was. But the first time around, I was pissed off. I was big mad. But yeah, I don't. See, I'm trying to figure out how to talk about this because I would love to boo on this movie. But I'm like, we could also take it the serious route. We could talk about what the themes were, like generational trauma and feminism. We could talk about it like that. If you wanted to.
We can talk about it all.
Let's talk about it all.
Let's get into it.
I just,
Where to start?
I don't know. I think maybe I should start positive. I really like the action scenes with Gabriel.
Those were the best. Now, that actress who was playing or the stunt work.
Yeah.
When I tell you, I didn't know what was going on. Me and James, I was watching with my boyfriend too. We did not know. I was like, is it running backwards? Because at this point, you don't even know what this entity is.
No.
You don't know if it's a spirit. You don't know if it's a real person.
Yeah.
You don't know what it is. So we're just like, what is this? And then it's running so awkwardly. Sometimes it kind of runs forward, but the elbow is bent going forward. Yeah. So you're like, what? And it's moving. Like it is tearing around. And the first scene where her boyfriend is getting her fiance, whoever, her husband, getting murked, it's like crawling in this. I will give it that. It was creepy. Yeah. I personally think it was very creepy.
I think especially in the beginning, it was more creepy. The more that you saw Gabriel, I think the less creepy it got.
We'll get into that. Once again, the non-CGI drought. But you can kind of see a face. You can kind of not see a face. You just see hair.
A lot of hair, yeah.
Trench coat.
That's me.
Hence
I'm basically
her coat.
hair and trench coat right now. Call me fucking Gabriel, bitch. We'll do the rest of the podcast like this.
You don't want that.
But yeah, go ahead.
No, what other positives would you give it?
But speaking of the action scenes, like the first one where he was like doing parkour down the fucking side of the apartment building.
Flipping. She won sword the next day.
That's what I don't understand. I'm like, how does she not like break a bone or like anything? I'm like, she busted through glass. She fell several feet. And then she's like over here kicking brick walls and shit. But yeah, that whole parkour scene against the Kay, the detective, was pretty intense and pretty funny.
But I will say one thing that did bother me is the strength of Gabriel was questionable. Because when Gabriel was fighting against, was it Kay, the detective, he seemed to be less strong because Kay was keeping up with him. Yeah. And he seemed to almost catch him. But when Gabriel was elsewhere, he seemed to be supernatural. He'd be one spot, they look, and he's gone. Or he has superhuman strength, throwing people across the room. So I was just a little bit confused about like, I'm like, where's the strength level?
Maybe it was gained from, because that was kind of like towards the middle, and then we still had a whole fucking hour left to go, and so maybe he gained more strength. So maybe that's what happened, or maybe he just got tired. He's like, damn, I wasn't expecting to jump out a window today.
He probably did. He was exhausted.
Yeah. So I did, in like the last act of the movie where he was fighting the entire police station and all the people who were
wonderful.
detained.
I'm so sorry. 10 out of 10.
Honestly, if that was a short film, I would watch it all the time. That is my favorite part. Just the action, the way that he's basically Neo from the Matrix with these bullets. Like he was in a whole police station and got shot not once.
Literally. All the cops, which I thought that's why I thought it was kind of humorous, because literally all these cops got their asses beat and none of them got one bullet on the perpetrator. So, but that's how movies are. That's what cracks me up. In every movie, they're shooting and they have like big guns. Like some of them have little pistols,
and unlimited ammo until it counts.
Yes, until they don't. And there's everything's shot but people. Yep. Windows are shot out, cars are destroyed, but people are okay. So, but I love the scene. I love flipping and.
I loved it when he threw that chair. He hit the two detectives.
He was literally about to run. He's like, wait.
Oh, y'all still up?
He's like, oh, y'all thought. Oh, it's greatness. Yeah. I really like that.
I mean, I think if the last like third act of the movie was a short film, like I said, I would have enjoyed it a lot more because it's just so goofy. Like whenever you see her sleeping in the back, she's over here. And he's just beating people up like this.
Are you saying when she's sleeping in the body, or yes,
at
when
the
you
last
finally
part,
see the head
like this?
I love that. It was wondrous.
That took me out, but yeah, those are like the only things that I really enjoyed. Oh, actually, the camera work was really cool. I did like the scene where it kind of looked like Clue, like the board game where she was running around the house and they were like from the bird's eye. Yeah, I really like that scene, and I feel like I don't know. I just feel like we need some justice for that scene and that camera work, because I don't think this movie was for it. But I really liked that part.
I just liked it.
I just
What's going on? Where are they going? The whole mother thing threw me off.
Oh,
That was good. I'm telling you, I didn't know what was going on in this movie.
not at all.
Because all of a sudden you're going to another white lady who kind of looks like the other white lady. I'm not gonna lie, for the first like 20-30 minutes of this movie,
I kind of
was
thought they
like,
were the same.
I thought the same person. That was supposed to be her mom, so good casting, I guess, because
Right.
she looked just like her.
Yeah.
But I was confused. But I thought that little scene with the underground tours, which is a thing.
I was about to ask.
That is a thing. I was looking it up, and immediately after the movie, I looked that up.
That is so cool.
And so Seattle does have it was Seattle, right? Mm-hmm. Does have an underground town.
I mean, you looked it up. What do you know?
I forgot the city. I was like, it's Oregon somewhere, Seattle, Washington. But yeah, so you can actually go do tours.
That's
just like
very
that.
cool.
Because it is true, they built the city on the sea level and it kept kind of flooding. So they eventually started building up and up and up. But there was some kind of plague and they just cut it. They're like, nah, we can't do that. So there's actually a city. I don't know to what extent. I'm not sure if they actually filmed in it. I didn't see all that, but I'm more curious now. But I like how they use that as a kind of a scary part of the movie, you know, like
Yeah.
she's giving a tour.
Yeah.
Now, was she being dumb? Hello? No.
You're not supposed to be in here. Girl, I don't care if I'm employee of the month or what. I'm leaving.
I'm leaving. I will be fired and be alive. And then it was very creepy the way she was hung up. And then when Gabriel was chopping up that weapon, it was like a masterpiece.
he was going
He was
hard.
chefing up in the
He
kitchen.
was going hard.
What was he going to do with the mom? I don't even know. Kill her?
Yeah, I guess the plan
Get
was
mad
to
at
kill
her?
her eventually.
Yeah. But it was interesting because then I was like, why did he didn't?
Yeah.
Goodness.
That too.
Why didn't he kill her? Because that was the question. Then you find out it's a mom. So I thought that was interesting too.
Yeah.
So I did like how I didn't know what was going on. I saw Alien in the beginning. I'm not sure what it was. But then it seems supernatural.
Yeah,
and then
I
the
guess
main
it is
character-
also semi. Let's talk about Gabriel.
Yes.
So, okay, he's a parasitic twin on the back of her head. Sure.
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
Which happens. It is a medical thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not to that extent.
That's that might be a little too far fetched, but I'm just kind of confused as to what he could do. Like, why was he able to manipulate electricity? Is she also able to manipulate electricity? It is her mind and her body, so would she also be able to do
I
that?
don't know.
So-
That was the other thing. I wish they flushed out more of. They may not necessarily know exactly, but I feel like it was just kind of random. Like
Right.
Gabriel, why not just be a regular human? And where are her powers coming from?
Yeah. Like, this is basically Sorcerer's Stone all over again with Voldemort on the back of somebody's head. Like, he could talk from there.
Yeah.
But like with this one, he was talking through electronics, but they didn't really explain as to why. I guess it was a pretty believable explanation as to why she didn't know what was going on. He was able to like kind of,
Control.
what she could see and what she couldn't see.
He was the brain? Because they did cut off the parasitic body.
Yes.
But her skull literally opens up to reveal what I assume is the brain with a face on it. So I'm like,
I think what happened is what they were kind of saying is, so he was like a whole face on there like that we saw in the beginning.
did they cut it off?
But then they cut it, and then what they couldn't cut, they shoved into her skull.
So it's like
Which was-
partially his face.
which was
and
like
brain.
I don't know about that one, sis. I think that's kind of unhealthy for your patient, but
No.
shoving shit back into
I was just mad her skull keeps splitting. I would have been dead.
You need to go to the hospital.
Ma'am,
Your brain should not be exposed.
immediately.
That, yeah. So the whole reason why he was able to slip away into her memories because she got a sister.
That was the part that also confused me because it seemed like Gabriel was pretty powerful up to that point.
Yeah.
Like making her hallucinate already.
And think that, yeah.
And so I was a little confused about like, oh, unless she was so overcome with emotion by her sister that she found power. Because it kind of seemed like her sister's a source of her confidence a little bit. At least they explain that more in the end, I guess, when she finally comes through. So I'm like, maybe, but I think it would definitely be more of a fight. That explanation was a little
Because I feel like she should have been, I think it would have been kind of interesting if it showed like her having a history of like maybe blacking out, not really knowing what was going on. And then kind of like being like, okay, and then he got hit and that's why he was able to, or she got hit and that's why she was able to, that's why he was able to start doing things more and more. But I'm also kind of confused as to how did Gabriel know where everybody was? Was he Googling while she was asleep or away in the
They
head?
shouldn't show that. Arms back, type. He might have.
Honestly, James
Well-
Wan, where was that scene? We needed that scene of the Google research.
Connecting to phones. He's probably searching through the Wi-Fi.
True, I guess you're right. He
Maybe.
doesn't have to actually go on the computer.
He
I
clearly
guess.
is supernatural to some extent. So I think, I don't know. He's
But
doing
just
some
why?
stuff.
He's another human.
That's
He's
what I
not
thought.
supernatural. He's a human.
But so I was talking to somebody and they're like, well, maybe he has access. Because, they always say we're not using 100% of our brains, which I think that whole thing is like untrue. But
yeah, it's not true.
in the sci-fi world, in a lot of movies, we're not using 100% of our brains. Somebody was like, well, what if he's accessing parts of her brain that she doesn't even know is there, and he's able to kind of use some kind of superhuman
Is this
powers?
the scary Limitless?
Yes, this is horror limitless. He took a pill in the hospital before they cut him up, and he was like, yes. So,
Oh, my
I mean, he has a lot of time to sit in there, so maybe he found a little loophole. It's like,
Yeah.
what's this? Oh, electricity, Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
What do you think he does all day? Surfs the net. He's upset.
He is. So I don't know. It was interesting how like he knew where everybody was and he knew where his mom was and all this kind of stuff and was able to kill people like that. But I don't know. It was just kind of, I just don't really understand Gabriel's like powers, I guess. That's the main thing.
I would agree. I was a little confused.
Or
on
like why he was diminished in the first place. Cause like if he was on the back of her head like that, like why was she, I don't know.
Imagine sleeping. You gotta be on your side.
I mean, you won't suck.
I'm sorry. Cut that off. When I come out, get rid of it. No. The fact that they left it out. Well, I guess because she gave her up for adoption, they were just experimenting at this point. Is that why Gabriel was upset with the mom? Because he didn't want her to give him up?
Yeah.
He wanted, so he would have lived a happy, normal life. Had he
Oh
just,
yeah, for sure. After she called him an abomination, for sure.
Yeah.
That would've
how
been a
did they
healthy
know?
relationship.
I guess when she gave birth. Because they said she was ARD,
Yeah.
if you will. So was that supposed to be kind of like a thing there? Like the abomination came from something negative? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can kind of go into like the generational trauma, like the whole she got pregnant in a traumatic way, the mom did. And then every time she gets pregnant, she has a miscarriage because of Gabriel.
There was a lot of that, yeah.
So I think it kind
Could
of
be deep in that sense.
if we want to be deep, we could see it as generational trauma or like having difficulties with childbirth and just that having a child is kind of difficult. And obviously, like it was very important for Madison to have a kid because she was like, I never had a blood connection before. Girl, you had the deepest connection anyone could have. Y'all share a brain.
girl. Sharing a womb and a head and a body.
Girl, could you imagine? Just whenever it was showing the footage of her when she was younger with him on her back, she was just wiggling around
And that thing was screaming. Imagine you can't get sleep.
because he won't stop.
No, I'm sorry. The way I be flying backwards.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like we would have fought many us siblings. I would have.
That's real.
No, she was too calm. Put me on drugs, but they
Yeah.
finally now that I think about the first scene again, I'm just dying. They literally sat there and somehow shot the dart right at her back, and he knocked out. She was chilling, and they're like, "It's okay. We must cut the cancer." So they finally cut him, and
Yeah.
but in the beginning, he was murking people. That's how I didn't understand the strength of the power. 'Cause I'm
No.
like, he didn't even need to dodge bullets. He just had to like throw his arms up, because all the doctors were dying and stuff. It
Yeah,
was
they
crazy.
were. And my dad pointed out, like in the beginning, that guy had that big ass gun, was opening the door by himself, and the door wouldn't stay open, and he was like trying to squeeze in, and then he got
He's
his
like,
arm
"Go in
yanked
there,
out.
boy.
They shut that man
No.
up for failure. But yeah, that's Gabriel's such a big question mark for me. Like, I think it is an interesting concept that I feel like if it was explored in a better way that wasn't so campy, I guess I could have gotten behind maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was just, I feel like we talked a lot about him, but not really enough for it to make sense.
Yeah, I think it was more for the shock value of like,
Yeah.
what? Because it didn't go very deep. But I guess I feel like I was watching like a haunted house Halloween play special.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't take it seriously. I thought it was entertaining. I definitely was like, what the hell is going on? But I enjoyed it. Like, even James, he's like, I liked it. It was entertaining. Like, it just was a good entertaining movie for me. Am I
Yeah.
going to give it like the top horror film? Like, it's the best well-made? Not necessarily, but I was thoroughly entertained. I personally didn't know what was going on. Other people on the internet tell me, well, I pieced it together. I don't know how you piece together. She had a conjoined twin on her back that had power. I mean, I could see after a while, I'm like, oh, I should have known that was her ass running around.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it might just be her,
Yeah.
but I did not expect that, like, a twin, because I was like, there's an alien in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Kind of.
There's something supernatural.
Something's happening. Aha. But I think overall, I was just entertained. I thought it wasn't, like, funny, but it was funny.
It was goofy. Yeah.
It was goofy. Like I thought that that's what they were kind of trying to do. So like something would happen, and I was like, "What?" And I was like laughing, but I was like, "Oh, but I need to see." Like, had you watched, would you have turned it off halfway?
No.
Okay.
I wanted to know what was happening, but I was mad
It's
throughout the
intriguing.
entire time. So
But I'm not gonna like it.
I'm gonna be upset. But I mean, we could talk about the detectives too, because the detectives, they're all so goofy. Like that girl who kept trying to flirt with Detective K.
What was that? But it was funny because she was like, "Here comes Captain Lover Girl," and I was like, "What?" She's like, "Hey."
She was so obsessed with that man. She was so obsessed with that man. And then whenever towards the end, after Gabriel tore their asses up, and it was like Regina and Kay were laying there, and like the girl comes down, she's like, "Regina," and then she sees Kay, she's like, "Oh, Kay," and like
That was
steps
funny.
over.
I was like, "LOL."
That
Same
was-
girl.
yeah, so-
Get your man's.
It was kind of funny, but Regina, like, she had
was
these
so
one-liners
rude.
that were just annoying. Like, she was first of all, she was eating a sucker, looking at the autopsy. Ma'am,
Man, this is a professional setting. This is
you
serious.
can't wait to have that afterwards. And then, like, whenever she described what Gabriel looked like, whenever she said she saw the killer Madison, she was like, "Oh, so I got to put a bolo out on." on what's his name? Sloth
buy
from
one,
the
get one.
Goonies. Not a bolo.
Oh, I love it.
But that's not a bolo.
A BOGO?
I said a bolo.
Oh, I was like, buy one, get one, because it's 2 in 1.
It is. That is that's definitely a BOGO.
Oh, man.
But it's like an APB or whatever where they put out something to
Put out
watch.
something,
yeah.
yeah.
But she was like, "Oh, I'm supposed to be putting out a APB out for Sloth from the Goonies." I was like, first of all, don't mess with Sloth like that. He didn't look nothing like that. If anything, he looked kind of like the cat people from that Stephen King movie. Like, have you seen that one where they turned into like cats? I'll put up a picture. That's what they kind of reminded me of. But yeah, I was like, how dare they? How dare they slander Sloth like that? But
yeah. I mean, it's pretty cliche. You have the detectives who are not. You have the one who kind of believes her. You have the one that's like, nah,
I'm just
crazy.
okay. How could he not believe Madison after he saw Gabriel's face? He saw Gabriel's face,
Yes. After that, I've quit. I've retired.
and yet
I'm
he was
Bora
still
Bora.
like, "We gotta arrest Madison. It's her." I mean, he wasn't wrong, but
It was conspicuous.
Yeah.
The black flag. I mean, he got it before I did. I'm like, might be her, but I was like, it definitely is her.
I mean, he didn't really get it. The only person who got it was Sydney, because she watched those tapes. But I mean, it had that cliche thing of her going to the abandoned hospital and finding the records.
But I feel like they played with us a little bit because we thought something's about to happen.
I know,
And then
it,
she's
like,
just like back to the
transitioned.
house,
Yeah.
and I was like, me and Jess were like, oh thank God. But I
know.
feel like that's why I feel like they're like playing on themes.
Yeah.
Because of course she's going up at night to this castle that's creepy as hell, walking around hearing
Parking
noises,
at a ledge. I said,
literally
why
the ledge, and then it's like, oh no, she's fine.
Yep.
So I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny, and it was more enjoyable to watch the second time around. But I'm not gonna say I like this movie. Sorry, but
I'll allow your opinion.
I don't know. Thank you. I guess if we want to talk about some themes, the themes that I caught the second time around were definitely about like siblings and like that kind of thing, because it was all about Gabriel being upset that he didn't want to be replaced, which I feel like is a very common sibling thing.
chill.
If he didn't have to be a psychopath, they could have all three gotten along.
Thank you. Been nice. Maybe helped her out with some superpowers. You know, floated candy when they weren't supposed to eat it.
Right.
They'd have been best buds.
This could have been like Matilda, but with a parasitic twin on the back of your head.
Yeah, unless somehow like a spirit, like an evil demon spirit, like got in Gabriel somehow. Because I just feel
Because I'm
like,
wondering why he's so mean.
why wouldn't he just be a normal human, undeveloped body baby?
I mean,
you know?
I guess from day one he was called an abomination. So
I mean, a lot of people are called abominations, and they are okay.
I don't know if they really are okay.
But still, I'm like, So I feel like I have like an own theory kind of going along that maybe like a spirit inhabited the body because it was underdeveloped, so it was kind of open for habitation. I don't know. That's my theory, because I'm like, it just doesn't really make sense. You could go the whole route of we're not using 100% of our brain type stuff, blah blah blah. But I don't know if I really buy that either.
I think you have a good point, because if you think about it, with these parasitic twins, they're not conscious.
Usually
they're
they're
like-
just an undeveloped body, but it's not technically alive.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
So
alive
if that's-
through the other body.
Because that's why it's a parasite. So if that's the reason and he's empty, maybe some evil spirit did hop in.
That's what I was thinking, because I was like, well, maybe it was just entered by, because she kept saying it was the devil. Like she
Yeah.
was saying it's not
Yeah.
like a, she was like, this ain't human. So in
And
my
what do
mind-
spirits do? They mess with technology.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was like. I think it's more of something inhabited Gabriel, but it's really not who Gabriel would really be.
Right.
So that was my theory, but they didn't really kind of touch on it. So I was like, well, maybe not. But now that I think about it, I'm going with that because
I think that makes
messing
it better.
supernatural powers, messing with the electricity and phones and stuff and all that other stuff just seems more consistent with maybe a spirit inhabiting the body.
I mean, it kind of made it seem like a haunted house in the very beginning whenever the husband woke up off the couch and the blender was on by itself and the refrigerator opened up.
It was definitely more ghost supernatural. So I'm
Yeah.
going to say that it was a ghost inhabiting the body that was in her mind. So she can kind of control it. It can kind of control her, especially with the
So
hallucinating and all that other
this is basically
stuff.
a possession movie.
That's what I think. But a possession not of what we would think. It's like a
It's a different kind of possession.
different kind.
It's not spicy.
Because think about it. You have like an you have an open
Inhabited.
vessel that's
Okay.
attached to a brain. So he's like possessing her, but not. But also. But not.
I like that idea. It kind of makes it a little bit more.
Makes sensey.
Yeah, because like ghosts are very unexplainable, so you could basically say they can do whatever the fuck they want to. So
Roll with that.
I like that. But yeah, I don't know. If we want to talk about it being deep, what was the other thing I had written down?
The trauma.
We talked about that. Oh, and the feminism. At the end, when she was talking to Gabriel, she's like, I take back my body. I take back my life. I take back my mind. So her body was being ruled by a man. Who could relate to that?
The worst thing possible.
So I think there's like some like little, I guess you could say some social commentary about like generational trauma and feminism and stuff like that. If you wanted to get deep.
No, I literally was joking with James and I was like, every man in this movie is a dumbass. Except for maybe the like detective. But everybody who solved it and fixed it were women.
That's true.
Like if you notice in the movie, it was nothing but women, except for the male detective. But I was like, every man in here is worthless.
Yeah.
So I could see that of being more of like, if that's what his intentions was. But I was like, no, I could definitely see like a feminist spin on it. Kind of like a women empowerment thing.
That's true.
So it was mostly women. The sisters figured it out. You think about it, more of the moms. Like the mom was there. Both of the moms, the adopted mom and the real mom. The dads aren't present. We don't know who the dad is. We don't know who the not stepdad, but the adoptive dad is.
Yeah.
None of that. The only man that really did anything was the male detective.
Yeah, and he kind of sucked at his job, to be
He
honest.
wasn't that great either. And he was like low key falling in love with the sister, but we just moved past that and didn't come back to it. So whatever.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of moving past, what the fuck happens now? Who's going to jail? Who's going to pay for these crimes? He slaughtered an entire police department. Who's paying for? Who's going to pay for these crimes?
Who's going to explain this to the FBI? Like
Because,
the
like-
police station is like, we know what's going on. The
Yeah.
FBI comes in and goes, absolutely not. We saw the tapes. Arrest her. That's what I'm saying. That's probably what's going to happen.
Right. I just
or
like how it ended with like sisterly love, and that's how it ended.
we're just going to leave it there. Honestly, go on the run, girl. There's nothing left for you in this town.
nothing.
But maybe she can get pregnant now.
Probably not, because
Maybe.
Gabriel was still hiding whenever she was trying to get pregnant. and had
Honestly,
those
that's what I was like.
miscarriages.
Is Gabriel still going to be in there just chilling?
He was,
doing what he
because
wants?
at the end, what happened? The sparkle of electricity happened.
I hate that.
So
I
I hope
hate
they
when
don't
they
make
do
a
that in
sequel.
movies.
First of all,
I don't
But-
think I will.
I don't know. It's just like, what was the other thing I was gonna bring up? Oh, I think it was kind of funny. Like I kind of fell for the ending where Sydney died and the
I
mom
did too,
died.
but I loved it. I was like, yes, I love an unexpected ending.
I was like, damn, that was kind of dark. I was like,
like,
she couldn't
ooh.
wake up for her sister. I was like, that's kind of fucked up.
I would have
'cause-
understood though. That man has been seething for years.
I feel like he's real strong.
he like
That hatred is
anyways,
strong,
pop. But I thought it made it good. I love when unexpected stuff happens. But I
Yeah.
didn't mind the twist. I was like, okay, they got me. All right. all
Yeah,
right, all right.
yeah.
So I wasn't mad at it. And she finally tapped into her grown woman strength.
Only when her babies were concerned. She said, "Wait, he killed my babies." Ah! That's when
like,
she came to play.
Don't hurt yourself. I got this. And she moved the entire medicine bed.
I know. I'm sorry, but Sydney is paralyzed. Her legs don't
She's
work
done.
anymore.
But no fear, because I'm sure her sister can fix it.
Yeah, with
With her new
electricity. Yeah,
powers.
exactly. Overall, disappointed with this one. Honestly, guys, sorry. Whenever I first watched it, I was really annoyed. Except for the ending, I was like, this is just ridiculous, and it was funny to watch. And like I said, if that part was a short film, I would definitely watch it again. There are like that one and the parkour scene, those are the two scenes that I like sat down and rewatched for real. Everything else I just had on the headphones.
10 out of 10.
But yeah, and I also had to rewatch the film footage of Gabriel when he was younger, just wilding out. But yeah, I give this like 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 10. I really hated this movie. I was so disappointed. And like when I was looking at reviews on YouTube and on Letterboxd, like people loved it, and I was so confused why.
I found people who didn't like it, so maybe we watched different videos.
I saw like
was
this,
very half and half.
I saw this. I followed this one Instagram page, and like they're like talking about how they liked it, and there's so many comments on there, and so many people were talking about how it was good, and I found one that was like, I don't know what movie y'all watched, but this movie sucked.
Was that you?
It was me. But I liked that comment so quick. I was like, yes, finally.
Yeah, no. I saw a lot. Like, I saw one guy, his review was like, I'm not even putting the effort into research, whatever that is. Like, he literally was not having it. He hated the movie. And then I saw another one where it was kind of a podcast discussion, and one guy liked it and 2 guys didn't like it.
Yeah. I could see how this is very divisive.
I can see as well. But I mean, Rotten Tomatoes, it only had a 52%. So clearly, I think it's pretty half and half. Yeah. I think that I got it. I actually give it a 4 out of 5. I like this movie.
That is high.
It's higher than the other ones. Oh my God, the other movies were boring. This one was not boring. I got it. I thought it was funny in the sense of being like ironic. Like you're like, oh, aha. And then they're like making fun of other movies, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why. So that's how
There's
I
so many
perceived
cliches.
it.
Yeah.
There were so many cliches and so many things that I thought were funny, not because you're supposed to laugh out loud, but because I was like, I see what you did there. Or at least that's how I interpreted it. So this is one of my favorite movies watching in a while.
Wow.
I really liked this movie. I was like, I don't know what Kaylee expected. I liked it. But my coworker said the same thing. He was like, because he knows we both talk about like horror movies and like weird shows and stuff. And he was literally like, you need to watch Malignant. And that's when I texted you. And I was like, my coworker just told me to watch it. He likes it. He's like, it's not good, but it's great. You heard it? Yeah. Screaming in the hallway. Don't do that right now. But anyway, so I think that everybody can say that it was not it clearly wasn't like a good movie.
Right.
But I think it just depends on whether or not people perceived it as like a good cheesy or a bad cheesy.
It's like a well-produced Sharknado with a better idea.
So if you're into that, great. If
I think
you're not, then
yeah. Because I also talked to you about it, and I was like, this is the best, worst scary movie I've ever seen.
So you admit there's the best in there somewhere.
Oh, I mean, it looks really good.
I love the cover art. So what is it, the 80s?
I know.
I was like, 10 out of 10.
It's cool. Like, and there's certain shots that are really cool in the action sequences. Like, he obviously took some notes from Aquaman and Fast and the Furious. So, like, yeah. I mean, I think with you having the mindset that this wasn't going to be like your traditional scary movie, I think you are able to enjoy it a lot more. So if you go into this movie not knowing or not thinking that it's supposed to be a serious James Wan like Conjuring universe movie, you would like it a lot more.
It's a different style. It's definitely not going to be your serious, even though it's not. It's kind of more of a sci-fi, but it's not realistic. You know, it's going to be a little campy, a little cheesy, a little weird. Not up to date for what you think it should be, because obviously they didn't use CGI. They decided to kind of go with like the alien style monsters,
which I could appreciate.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I thought it was kind of like an ode to other things, and it was just like an interesting thriller. I feel like they could have did better about the mystery on the detective's part, because I feel like they were trying to make it kind of like a detective mystery, but I feel like it was less of the detectives and more of the main character.
And it kind of sucked too, because it seemed like such a secondary plot, and we would already figure things out before they did. Like, we knew that it was the mom that was in the coma before they found out it was the mom in the coma. So it was like, what's the point of them? Just to reaffirm the fact that we already know
what's going on. Yeah.
I don't know. And also the other thing is, Gabriel didn't always run backwards. Like, sometimes he would like walk normally. I'm just like, if you're gonna run backwards the whole time.
Maybe Gabriel knows I'm in public.
Because when he walked at the police station, he really he walked like this instead of like this.
Well, because he was like, I'm in public. He can turn it on and off. He can walk backwards.
The reveal of Gabriel though at the police station in the
best thing.
That was pretty scary. To be
amazing.
Honest.
I thought it was so creepy.
Just ripping her head apart, and those girls that were beating her ass. They're like, wait a minute, what's wrong with her?
Especially that part. But that's why I think it was being so purposely cheesy, because of course she's in the prison. There's all these rough looking women Hey, you fresh meat. And then, of course, we're like, all right, something about to go down.
Yeah.
And then it does. And they're like, help. And, of course, the police officer comes last minute. She's
And
like,
then he
"Help." He's
sticks
like,
his arms
"What's
through the
going
bar.
on? Help." Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, this is clearly just like not a joke, but it's, to me, I got it. I was like,
Yeah.
LOL. I'm not taking this seriously at all. What a fun time. And, of course, Gabriel trucks it backwards. That I was so confused. I was like, why is it walking backwards? What is this?
He said, "This is forwards to me." I just make it a
Backwards.
little.
Ooh, ain't my fault.
I liked when he was crawling around.
No, I like that.
Okay, but yeah, I'm glad that we were able to have two different opinions this time around.
It's about time.
But I think we also still kind of like agreed. We agreed that this was goofy,
But we perceived
but
it two
we
different
liked it
ways.
differently. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're agreeing on the basics. Basics? I guess so. Basis of what the movie was.
Yeah.
You just didn't like it. I did. So
There was a goofy movie that I watched with Nicolas Cage in it. It's called Willy's Wonderland.
what is that?
It's like, you know what Five Nights at Freddy's is?
Yes, that video game.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that where the animatronics come back and Nicolas Cage has to fight all of them.
The
Nicolas
animatronics.
Cage, yeah.
Of a kid's. So literally 5 Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the cool thing is that Nicolas Cage doesn't say a word the entire movie.
What's there to say? Is he alone?
No.
Oh, he's with other
He's
people.
like with other people and he like doesn't talk to them at all.
I wouldn't either.
It was
There's moves to be made.
I love Nicolas Cage so much. But that's on Hulu and Malignant is on HBO Max
Yes.
until October 10th.
Yep.
But in theaters as well.
So you can still see it in theaters when it comes off Hulu. HBO.
But yeah. If you like things that are divisive that you don't really know if you like or not because it's so fucking goofy, check us out on Instagram at Haley and Kaylee. We also have a website at Press Podcast, but we also have our podcast living on Apple and Spotify that you can check out. What else do we have?
We have a YouTube channel, as you may know if you're watching it on here, at Haley and Kaylee. And you can also check out our other videos and our videos to come in October. So look out for that. You can also email us at presspodcast@gmail.com. Tell us what you thought about this movie or any other movies we reviewed, as well as let us know if there are any we should watch in the future.
True. Also, leave a comment. Did you like this fucking movie?
Please say you did.
I'm disappointed.
Are you artful? Do you have an eye
Do you
for
have an eye
creative
for
art?
bad art? Do you? Can you see the
Whack.
good and whack? It's just like it's on two levels. Like I couldn't tell if I loved it or hated it. Like it's like on one hand, it's a goofy, stupid ass movie, but on the other hand, it's a goofy, stupid ass movie. I can't decide if it's a good
That's
thing or
what
bad
makes
thing.
a great film.
But you
Do
know
you love
what?
it? Do you hate it?
That's what makes good conversation.
Exactly.
But until next time,
Stay pressed. Spooky.
One more time.
All right.
Stay spooky.
Nope. You didn't let me start.
Until you want me to do the whole thing?
Until next time,
Stay spooky. Tis the season to be jolly.
Scary.
Whoa.